Every once in a while, a game comes up in the AAA sphere that dares to not be associated with an already existing franchise or license or what have you. But more often than not, overly ambitious AAA is executed badly, right? With the usual sorts of bureaucratic nonsense that causes games to get rushed out the door without proper QA, server quality, or just plain bad game mechanics. But in combination to a really cool concept for a fighting game, and from what I can observe, a pretty well-built game on top of it, I am so hype about For Honor, and I want to talk about why. Right after I get done fucking these fools up. He was an honorable opponent, I'll give him that. So, for Honor, while you might see it at first glance and wonder why the hell Vikings, European Knights, and Samurai are all fighting in the same kind of player space, the initial weirdness factor kinda glazes over you when you take a step back and just appreciate how fucking cool it is, or at least that's how it was for me. It's a fighting game done in a relatively straightforward approach, but it's one of those games that's easy to pick up and very difficult to master. The combat is mainly built around stances. You have 3 of them. You match your opponent's stance by moving the mouse or tilting the joystick, and their basic light or heavy attacks won't break through your guard, and vice versa. Immediately, then the game becomes this really intricate weaving of managing stances in relation to your opponent, as well as any combos or special moves that you or your opponent has. Button mashing will get you nowhere fast, and you'll immediately get your ass handed to you by someone who understands the game's core mechanics if you try to do it yourself. But it's also one of those fighter games where the tide of the battle can turn within seconds, Soul Calibur style. My favorite kind of fighter. And the game's not just about duels, it also has a game mode styled somewhat in the fashion of a typical MOBA. Watching Glee as your character cuts down scores of hapless minions like a knife through butter, which not only contributes to the objective, but you also get to feel like a character out of Game of Thrones. And let me elaborate here, guys. This game is coming out in half a year, and I'm already pretty on board with what Ubisoft is offering here. From a purely emotional point of view, I love the graphical fidelity. Looks like we finally found a game that broke the curse of the Ubisoft downgrades, fingers crossed. The animation quality is superb and accentuates the great sound design with every clang and crash of steel against steel and the grunts and shouts of the fighting characters. Every class in this game is unique. You might look at it and think, okay, so Knights, Samurai, Vikings, the Vikings are the big tanks, the Knights are somewhere in the middle, and the Samurai are really agile. That's not really the case. Every single character in this game, regardless of faction, has a unique place in the meta, and you can't just pick up one and then use the same kind of strategies with a different character. You really do have to adjust the way that you play with certain characters. I'd go from one kind of agile, mobile assassin character to another big, beefy kind of type, and I would get my ass whooped. Every time I got beat by someone using a character that I interpreted as OP, I would go on my way to play that character and expect to just whoop everyone, and, well, that's not how it turned out. But the game also provides the information that you need to do good with the characters, instructional videos providing detailed explanations of movesets. Usually, I'd always need a friend who'd played the game enough to explain stuff like that to me. But I've talked at length about everything I like, so what's wrong with it? Well, 3 words. Peer-to-peer. Please, pay heed to my warning, Ubisoft. This game needs dedicated servers or it will go nowhere. I refuse to relive the days of Gears 2 Chainsaw Duel BS. And so will your purchasing audience. It is in the best interest of game quality and sales to do such a thing. The solution is simple, and I know it costs money, but please do it. Ubisoft's a big company, they got enough cheddar to pull it off. For the sake of making a kick-ass fighting game that I'm sure will shake up the AAA scene if it's given enough support. That's about it, though. I mean, if the game gets peer-to-peer and I don't have to deal with stupid network issues, I definitely won't mind picking up the game, given the development time it will have, and I won't have a problem recommending it to people. I can't wait to see where this game is going to go. But that's all I have for you now. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe for more content like this, and give the video a thumbs up, share it with your friends. It really does go a long way. I'm Gregor. Thanks so much for watching.